Hey creators, welcome back to the channel, your go-to place for everything cameras, lenses, drones, and creative tech that helps us capture, create, and tell stories in new ways. Whether you're a filmmaker chasing cinematic visuals, a photographer pushing for more detail and dynamic range, or a content creator looking for that perfect hybrid camera, you're in the right place. If this is your first time here, I'm glad you stopped by. Around here, we go way beyond surface-level specs. We do deep-dive reviews, real-world comparisons, and breakdowns of the latest leaks and rumors in the photography and filmmaking world. So if that sounds like your vibe, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on the content that could help you make your next big gear decision. Now today's video is all about a camera that has the creative community buzzing. The upcoming Sony A7V. Sony's A7 lineup has always been about balance, giving creators access to pro-level features without the flagship A1 price tag. And if the rumors are true, the A7V could be the perfect middle ground, a camera that combines the high-resolution stills of the A7, are the video chops of the A7S, and the intelligence of the A1 all in one body. We're talking about a rumored 44-megapixel sensor, uncropped 4K 120 frames per second recording, a dedicated AI-powered autofocus processor, and some serious refinements in ergonomics and usability. Basically, it's shaping up to be the all-in-one hybrid camera creators have been waiting for. So in this video, we're going to break down everything we know so far, from image quality to video performance, autofocus, design, price, and release timeline. And by the end, you'll know whether the Sony A7V deserves a spot on your 2025 upgrade list. Sensor and image quality. Let's start with the heart of any camera, the sensor. The Sony A7V is rumored to feature a 44-megapixel full-frame sensor, up from the A7 IV's 33 MP. What does that mean in real terms? More detail for landscapes and commercial work, more cropping flexibility for wildlife and sports, cleaner, sharper, large-format prints without sacrificing quality. But here's the catch: it's said to be a non-stacked sensor. That means it won't have the lightning-fast readout of the A1, so rolling shutter could still appear in fast-moving scenes. Even so, early reports suggest the A7V could hit 20 frames per second burst shooting, which is seriously impressive for a non-stacked design. While it might not satisfy hardcore sports photographers for weddings, wildlife events, or general action, that's more than enough. Video capabilities built for creators. Now here's where things get really interesting. Video. The A7V is rumored to deliver some of the most exciting upgrades in the series yet. We're talking about 4K at up to 120 frames per second with no crop, 10-bit 4:2:2 internal recording, support for S-Cinetone and log profiles, professional codecs for flexible editing workflows. Uncropped 4K 120 frames per second is a huge deal. On many cameras, shooting at higher frame rates introduces a crop, which limits your lens options and field of view. If Sony really delivers full-frame slow motion with no compromises, the A7V instantly becomes a dream camera for filmmakers, YouTubers, and event shooters. Of course, the big question is overheating. The A7 IV struggled in long-form video recording, but if Sony implements the same cooling tech from the A7S III or A1, the A7V could finally be a reliable long recording solution. That's huge for weddings, interviews, live streams, and documentary work. Autofocus powered by AI. Sony is already at the top of the game when it comes to autofocus, but the A7V might take it even further. Rumors suggest a dedicated AI processor will power the next-generation autofocus system. This means expanded subject recognition, not just humans, animals, and birds, but also cars, planes, and even insects. Smarter tracking, staying locked onto subjects even during erratic movement. Improved eye autofocus that works in low light and at longer distances. Imagine filming a sprinter, a bird in flight, or even a fast-moving car, and the camera just sticks perfectly. If Sony nails this, the A7V could easily have the best autofocus system in its class. Body and usability. Design wise, the A7V is expected to inherit refinements from the flagship Sony A1, making it more user-friendly and pro-ready, a deeper grip for better all-day comfort, a cleaner, more intuitive button layout, improved weather sealing for tough shooting environments, and a higher resolution EVF for a sharper, more lifelike view. These aren't flashy headline features, but they make a big difference for working professionals. Combine that with Sony's improved menu system, and the A7V could be one of the most polished alpha bodies yet. Price and release. So what's this all going to cost? Leaks suggest the Sony A7V will be priced between $3,000 and $3,300. That's higher than the A7 IV but still less than half the price of the flagship A1. If Sony delivers on the rumored features 44MP stills, uncropped 4K 120 frames per second video, AI autofocus, and pro-level usability, this price point could make the A7V one of the most popular hybrid cameras of 2025. For release timing, industry whispers point to a launch in the first half of 2025, possibly in time for spring or summer. Who is this camera for? So who is the A7V really for? Based on everything we know, enthusiasts upgrading from older A7 bodies, hybrid creators balancing stills and video equally, filmmakers and YouTubers who want cinematic 4K slow motion without compromise, wedding and event shooters who need long, reliable recording times. It's that middle ground camera, more powerful than the A7 IV but way more affordable than the A1. And that's our full breakdown of the Sony A7V rumors and leaks. If even half of these specs prove to be true, Sony could be about to drop one of the most exciting hybrid cameras of 2025. Think about it: a 44MP full-frame sensor for detailed stills, uncropped 4K 120 frames per second for cinematic video, and AI-powered autofocus that could outsmart anything else in its class. For many creators, this could finally be the do-it-all camera that covers both professional stills and serious video in one package. But as always, the real test comes down to a few critical factors. Can Sony control rolling shutter on a non-stack sensor? Will they finally fix overheating for long-form recording? And will the new AI autofocus system hold up in the real world when it matters most? Now I want to hear from you. Would you spend around $3,000 on the A7V if these specs are confirmed? Do you think it's a worthy upgrade from the A7 IV, or would you hold out for something like the next A9 or A1? And which rumored feature gets you most excited: the higher resolution sensor, the 4K slow motion with no crop, or the next-gen AI subject tracking? Drop your thoughts down in the comments. I read and reply to as many as I can, and I love hearing your perspective. If this video gave you some value, don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps more creators discover the channel. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and ring the bell so you're always first in line for our latest deep dives, hands-on reviews, and gear comparisons. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, keep creating, keep experimenting, and keep telling stories that matter. I'll see you in the next one.